Hello everyone, welcome to our blog. Today we're going to talk about how to choose the right LMS for retail training. This is going to be quite an exciting segment for us. We're quite passionate about this topic. I'm here today with Pascal, our CEO.
Everyone.
Hi Pascal, thanks a lot for joining. I'm Mariel, I'm our Sales and Marketing Director here. And today we're going to talk about how to choose the right LMS for retail training. We're going to try and give you a complete guide. So let's jump into it. Pascal, I'll let you start.
The first topic I would like to start is the customization and specific development. Because when you start to analyze the right platform, you need to make sure that your system will be smoothly integrating in your own technical ecosystem.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we came with the point number one, really the premium and branded solution. So first of all, you of course want your learning management tool to reflect your brand. And as a premium or nice retail brand, you may want to make sure that it aligns with your brand strategy, and you want to make sure that your education strategy is in the end also a brand elevation strategy. So I think that's really important, especially when you look at premium retail. But I think brands in general nowadays are really storytelling. So you're really telling a story. People don't buy a Gucci watch, right? They buy a story. They buy the story of their grandma buying it for them when they turn 18, what it means to them, what it means in their life. The story behind the brand. There's a lot of emotion behind it, and your LMS in the end needs to reflect that. So this is really why we came up with, as a first point, the fact of having a premium and branded solution. It's because you need to be able to dive into that universe. You need to be able to dive into that storytelling and really allow the experience, allow the user to go through that and really see that and really understand and feel the brand in subtle ways, not just, looking at a PowerPoint presentation, because it won't come across. So that's really where we're very passionate about branding as well, right, Pascal? So I think that was really number one, the fact that it needs to be premium and it needs to be brandable and it needs to be really adaptable to what you need.
Exactly. So it's really the second point of the checklist. Make sure that you're onboarding on the white label, no code system. It's important because you want to be able, for example, to build up a page, to customize the look and feel, but on your own. So you are not depending on the technical team and waiting. If you wish, for example, to apply a video background to your catalog, it's something you can do it. If you want to put some images, basically the system need to enable you from the solution, but also to the course you are developing to really apply your brand, the font face, the colors, the images. So basically, you see today an LMS needs to be seen as a website. You're not just, onboarding an administrative system solution. You're really with the team designing every corner of your LMS, so that is really, I will say, represent your brand. In fact, you will be with that able to deliver a very strong branding learning experience. That's what we want to achieve. So I will say customization, brand, you need a powerful authoring tool, a full setup, white label solution, and no code. This is very important. We are in 2024. That is something, it's pivotal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Third point, it's the mobility. Sorry. So the mobile first solution for retail training, Marielle, it's mobility is really a must for retail training.
Yeah, so absolutely. So mobile first is, of course, really, really important. It's not even, important. I would say it's a prerequisite. You cannot go without mobile first, especially due to the nature of retail training, right? You have to think about the fact that most of your students, most of your learners are going to be in-store retail staff as well. And they're not necessarily going to have daily access to a computer. They're going to be much more comfortable enjoying learning directly from their mobile phone. They might be able to take the training during their breaks. They might be able to take the training on the train, on the bus, on their way to work. So we really have to be conscious of also what these people's, everyday life looks like and how the training is going to integrate into that. And so that's why mobile training is just a must-have. It's just not an option not to work with mobile first. It's also something that I would say, the LMS systems that do it right really integrate. Of course, it is also harder for some of the solutions that have been around for a longer time to catch up to this. But definitely, we're in 2024, we need to have mobile learning as a main, let's say, a main approach.
Yeah, and talking about mobility, of course, you need that the authoring tool coming with the LMS has the possibility to switch vision between desktop, tablet, and the smartphone, so that you are really designing first for mobile. That's very important. It's the reason why there is always a bit of a competition between authoring tool and SCORM files. And I do believe that the authoring tool is so developed now that there is no need to continue to use the SCORM files and to really optimize all your creativity within the authoring tool directly in the platform. Now, the next topic is the reporting and analysis. I wanted to put a bit of data into this world of creativity. But it's of course you need when you start creating content to analyze the numbers of logging, the activity, percentage of completion of a course, where people fail, where people succeed. So for you to continue to really manage correctly your courses and your platform, you need data and analysis to understand how your community is behaving on the platform, and what are the keys of success and the place for improvement, which is quite natural.
Yeah, what we see as well is that it really goes beyond understanding your learners. So I think on one hand, it's really important to understand your learners, to be able to adapt to them, to be able to adapt the content to what they like the best, and what really, how you can best impact the everyday life of the retail staff. At the same time, what we see is almost equally important is the internal reporting. Unfortunately, still today, e-learning and training in general doesn't always get the attention that it deserves. And especially in retail, this can really have a direct impact on sales. This can have a direct impact on employee satisfaction, on customer satisfaction. And so these KPIs can really help you also push the project forward internally, as well as adapt it better to your learners.
Yes, exactly. We go back a bit to, I would say, creativity and human interaction by talking about social learning and peer-to-peer learning. So that's another point where to give a sense of ownership to your community, it's not only a place where they go to take some information, and download or view content. It's also a place where they feel at home. Is the place of expression, of questions, of discussions. So having next to the course a good chat system is very important. And we would also recommend that you check if the chat system is also audio and video. You want to be inclusive. You may have people who are, for example, dyslexic, and will be, a bit intimidating of writing questions or feedback, and much more at ease to express, the full potential through video or audio messages. And there are also, Marielle, the forum aspect, which is good to see what are the expectations, the questions, the challenge, so you can really yourself interact and coach your community.
And the forum aspect, it really ties into a few core concepts when it comes to e-learning. So first, of course, it does allow for that community-based learning. It allows for interactions peer-to-peer, but also it really ties it to just-in-time learning, because it also means that I can easily go and see if the questions that I have been asked on the forum before, if there have been interesting discussions around this. And so again, you really get this sort of social learning culture and this kind of interactivity that can be really valuable in the retail space as well.
Yes. So audio and video chat, very important. Forum to lead people to a discussion, a workshop, and the virtual classroom, or known also under the name of webinar, so that really you have like place where you can interact, have live discussion. That's very important.
Yeah, diverse content is really key, right? So you want to approach the learning in a way that it's accessible to many types of different learners. People are going to be quite neurodiverse. Everyone has their own learning style. And if you just offer the content in a few different formats, like forum, like webinars, and also like lessons and podcasts, for example, you're really well on your way to also catering to different types of learners, which is just automatically going to engage the community. So yeah, it's very key.
Talking about podcasts is a perfect transition for the next subject, which is multimedia for retail training, audio and video-based learning. The brain is really designed to forget and to memorize information, you need an emotion. And video and audio are perfect for that. They are very simple to access, and also they are mobile first. It's reaching a video and audio podcast onto the mobile. It's very easy. And sometimes, it's easier to listen to a 2-minute video instead of reading a 10-minute text. So that's the power of audio and video, unbeatable.
And I think there also, again, you don't want to be held back by technology, right? So as a brand, you want to be able to tell your story, and that might continuously evolve as well. So you want your LMS to be enabled with all these different multimedia. So you want it to be enabled with podcast, video, interactive video, and you want to have the choice so that the technology does not dictate your, today's content strategy or tomorrow's content strategy. You want that creative flow to be quite open.
Yeah, talking about format video, good point, Marielle. I will name some formats. For example, you get the video quiz, where the video play, you ask a question, the video stop, and the learner answer, and then the video continue. You get video assessment. So instead of having the classic true, false, drag, drop, fill the gap, you can ask of your employee to present a product, for example, and he will do that through a video. And on the video timeline, you can leave positive or constructive feedback. You also have interactive videos when you build up scenarios.
Goes into the next topic, actually, of having an authoring tool that really allows you to have a premium approach to building your content, right, Pascal? That's kind of what you were leading into as well.
Absolutely. I was mentioning that already previously, but I think that to have an authoring tool that will really not stop you into the formats, writing, for example, in a rectangular format, or developing a full page is needed, an authoring tool that offer you a branded template gallery. So you're not starting from scratch. So having the possibility to select your slide already designed, or even what we call a clipboard that enable you to duplicate a course, to reuse a methodology. So the authoring tool today are not just PowerPoint. They are very powerful elements that make you brand animate and create a lot of interaction within the system for a most engaging brand and learning experience.
And I think there's a few key points you kind of want to look out for. Does your authoring tool allow you to do animation? Does it allow custom branding? Can you easily manage translation? Is there maybe a template gallery? Because that can really speed up the way you work as well. Is there an image gallery, which can again be a huge help? Is there automatic translation as well? So can you not only manage manual, but also automatic translation? And can you really easily create video and audio-based learning? And last but not least, also does it allow you, for example, to do versioning? That can also be a great asset. So these are just a few pointers to look out for.
Good. And the other topics is blended learning, which I really like, because you should never think, because you talk about online training, that everything will be fully online. The platform you will select needs to offer the blending learning capacity, which means that you will organize your on-site training, but you will also be able to manage from the platform on-store training session. So you could say, for this community, you've got in these cities 2 sessions in this store and this store. Your learners can select where and when, and also your coach, they can use the platform during the session as a support with some multimedia, but they can also validate that Marielle was there, so the course has been validated, the point is granted, and she's going to get the final certification. So blended learning, it's really important, because we need, after all, human interaction that can be online, but also within the stores for some specific training.
Yeah, this is so important, right? Because you need it to be fully integrated, again, into the way your company works. And so if you just look at the online aspect, you're not really looking at it in a holistic way, right? And you want to make sure that you really blend the online and the offline training. And for people to have both in the same platform when possible is just so much more logical and intuitive for the users as well.
Yeah. And the following up topic, it's the capacity to manage an international community. So, Marielle, you can develop with a different topic, with a store locator, group management, branch, languages. There is a lot to say on this topic.
No, absolutely. So one of the things we see, a lot of the brands we work with, for example, in retail, are international brands. And what that means is they're working across different continents, working across Asia, Europe, the Americas. And so this really means that they need to adapt to catering each market, catering each country, also on a country level. And what we see is this kind of brings a lot of technical requirements for the team as well. And so a few things you really want to look out for in an LMS is that it can give you management on a country level, on a region level, that you can easily cater with different types of topics to different countries, because you may not launch the exact same product in every country, you may not launch it in the same way, you may not launch it with the same branding. And so there you really can think about, do you have one platform that caters all the markets? Do you have different sub-platforms that are like branches that cater to different parts of the platforms, that they can really have their own brand environment entirely? And that really, I think, depends on how, as a brand, you manage the international approach. But it's just really important, again, that the LMS can really follow the way you see that in an organization, so that it stays really consistent throughout. Another thing is definitely group management, so audience management, where you can really then make sure that the right users see the right content as well. And last but not least, of course, the translation, so that you can really make sure you can cater to each language specifically.
One point to really finish, it's the team behind the platform. As I was mentioning, it's important you can be connected with the team because you're going to work with them. And behind the learning platform, there is a team. And it's important that you can easily organize on-site workshop and you feel at ease with the team that can be technical or creative. You need to feel that they are a part of your team, an extension of your team.
Yeah, I think even though you're working with a technology, you're always going to be working with a team of people. And so their team, really says it all. You really need to be able to collaborate with these people. You need to have an exchange. You want to make sure you get that personal contact and you don't have just some help desk that's very impersonal. And I think a lot of good services offer that. And when you don't have it, I think you'll really miss it as well. So it's very crucial.
Good, but thank you. I really hope that this video will help you to accomplish your project of selecting a new platform for retail training. And if you have any question or if you want a free demo of our solution, please don't hesitate to contact us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Anything to add, Marielle?
No, thank you so much for watching. And we hope you enjoyed the video and that it was useful.
Thank you, and see you very soon for the next video. Bye-bye.